Yes, this conversation about natalism, Charles, or a focus on the fertility rate is finally coming to the forefront, even though you and I have been following it for years. Ultimately, it is an economic issue. If you don't have babies now, you don't have laborers and taxpayers in the future. But I would say it's much more than that. This is a very personal issue for a lot of Americans. We're seeing a lot of people, especially in my generation, experience what you might call unplanned childlessness. Their desire was for marriage, their desire was for children, but they're reaching the end of their childbearing years having not fulfilled those deep desires. So I think when we talk about this in the political sphere, it should be very important for people who might be in the so-called pro-natalist camp to articulate exactly why we want more babies, why we want to see strong, happy, healthy families, because ultimately at the heart of the issue is a very basic human desire that we want people to be able to fulfill.
So, I showed the chart on the replacements that we need to keep our economy going. You talked about it as an economic issue. There's another side of this, though, the economic issue of being a parent, right? I know VP Harris is talking about a stipend. I think it's a small amount. But this whole thing has really touched the nerve. I got a tweet here from Doggone It. The economy with college kids. I have mine living at home because they can't afford a place on their own. Help. A lot of people are saying they're hesitant or don't want to have families simply because of the cost.
I'm sure that costs are a big calculation for people, and I think everyone should be married and be financially stable before they contemplate having a new child enter the family. However, I think that there's also the flip side of the coin, Charles. We can't fix this with an economic solution. I don't think that there's been an example really of a family policy around the world where there's been enough money in terms of subsidies for children, baby bonuses that people can give out, making the cost of childcare or paid family leave more available to people. That's been really effective at reversing this trend. Of course, you can slow it down. You can entice some people who might be on the bubble of making a decision about when or how to grow their family, but you can't totally reverse a fertility crisis with more money or with any silver bullet kind of policy. Yeah. That's why it's a super political issue in many ways. We have to talk about this in a much bigger way.